Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and I'm a full-time reseller. On today's video, I'm going to go over my sales from December 30th through January 5th. So New Year's was right in the middle of last week. I did make sales on 4 platforms: Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and Depop. I will say last week was very slow. When it was Sunday at about noon and I had only had, I think, 2 sales on Poshmark all week, I was thinking, this this is not good. Looking at my notes for the week, Mercari was slow. It did pick up on Sunday. I think I had 2 sales on Sunday. If you're not aware, supposedly today is the day. I am filming this on January 6th that they are going back to making a new fee structure. So I think it's 10% for the seller fee and then the buyers are going to pay like 3.6. I'm not exactly sure. You can look it up on the app if you are interested in that. Another thing that I didn't know is UPS SurePost. I only use that on Mercari. It's a little bit cheaper than USPS Priority for Mercari if you do your shipping labels through Mercari. That is no longer contracted through the Postal Service. I had no idea. I saw it on TikTok and I was wondering what was happening because I did have some packages coming to my house from UPS and it was scheduled to be here Saturday. And then all of a sudden it was like, nope, not happening till Tuesday. And I was like, that's weird because it's already like in Wisconsin. Then I saw that that contract is no more. So before, what you were doing is you were getting a UPS label. It also had USPS tracking on it. You would bring it to UPS. I believe what happened there, they scanned it. They would send it to like maybe a hub or something, and then it would get to USPS, and then they'd do the final leg of the delivery, similar to how Amazon used to be. My understanding with that is USPS was losing a lot of money with Amazon. That's why I think all of Amazon packages come from like an Amazon delivery person. At least here, that's how it is. So I'm assuming that something similar happened there where USPS was losing too much money with that and they canceled the contract, or the contract was up. I'm not sure. But either way, I don't know if that's going to affect anything with how the prices are going to be on Mercari. I'm assuming they're probably going to up that USP or the UPS rate, but I don't know. We'll tackle that once that gets here. Poshmark, I did run a 40% off offers to likers on, I think I did like 198 items at Sunday at about noon. When I told you that, I looked back and I was like, I've only had 2 sales. 2 on Poshmark. So I did get a couple last night. I've been saying this, Poshmark is it's just not it for me anymore. On eBay, I do have 2 sales running right now, I believe until the end of the month. I thought I only did it for a couple days, but I don't believe so. So the first one was 50% off, like Christmas stuff. I have some Christmas decor, some bigger jackets I've had for a while, any winter-related items that I'm just ready to go. And then I also have, I don't know if it's a sale or a coupon, I'd have to look. I think it's 25% off until the end of the month on other items that I want gone, but not at that big of a discount. And then Depop, I do have most of my closet boosted. I don't think I have anything on sale right now. Okay, so I will scoot over and we'll go over the 19 sales I had this week. Starting on Poshmark, this was a vintage dead stock. If you're not familiar with that term, that is a new with tag item that is vintage. Dead stock just means that, it's new and it's vintage. So this one was like a dark brown from Gap, almost a utility kind of look to it, and it was a size small. I picked this up at the bins last winter and it did go for $19. This is a pair of Dickies shorts. They were women's. I thought they were men's. I tried these at Plato's a couple times. They didn't take them. I'm thinking it's probably because of the print. I don't know that printed shorts are all the rage right now. So I threw them up on Poshmark and someone did get these for $18. These Old Navy leggings were pretty cool looking. They had a metallic, like frosty blue look to them. High rise, and these were in a size medium. Picked these up at the bins and they did go for $24. And then the last item to go on Poshmark, this did go for my 40% off offers to likers. That was the only one that people bought. These are a pair of Reef sandals. Normally I can get a little bit more. These were in pretty good condition, but like I said, I'm trying to move stuff, and these were a size 9, and they did go for 19. Now into Mercari. This was a Cabela's black goose down-filled puffer vest in a size large. This has been in our closet, in my boyfriend's closet. Large isn't even his size. It's too big, so I'm not really sure how it got there. We have been kind of going through stuff in the house, and I said, you know, is this something we need to keep, or can I list it? So I did, and it did go for $25. This was a Chico's Travelers piece. This I picked up with the anticipation that maybe I could hit 2 different audiences. Chico's Travelers has a pretty big following just because that material, it's kind of that slinky material, is known for not wrinkling, and it's just kind of like a comfortable material to wear. This was a size Chico's 2, and I also thought just with the colorway and the print, it might also kind of attract maybe kind of like the witchy, whimsy goth type look. I'm not sure who ended up getting this, but they did get it for $20. Next up is a swimsuit. I sold a couple swimsuits, I think, this week. Bowden. I have done very well with their swimwear. This was new with tags, size medium, and this one did end up going for an offer of $30. There was a lot of attention on eBay with this as well. And then lastly on Mercari, this was a Maine sweatshirt. This is like the last piece that I hung on to from that horrible vintage, I don't even remember what it was called. It was from, I think, American Thrift Supply? No, that was a bad swimsuit one. This was from some other place where I got that bale of vintage items. I hung on to this one just because this kind of graphic with Maine, that's normally pretty popular with the younger crowd. I did let it go for $14. I wanted to just get rid of it, so I'm happy that all of that is finally gone. Now onto eBay. I did pick up a couple of these sewing machine manuals. This is an older one. I got them for fairly cheap. I think like probably around $1. These are always good to pick up just because people get sewing machines passed down from, older people in their family. And yes, you can look up most of it, I think, online, but some people prefer to just have, a book you can open up to and see how to use it, which stitches it has and everything like that. So I have a couple of those. I'm wondering if someone got this sewing machine maybe for Christmas or something and they needed the manual. This ended up going for an offer of $14. This was a Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas little coffee mug. I think my mom gave me this to sell, and this ended up going for my full asking price of $15.99. Okay, so the next couple sales, this came in a bundle. These were all of my dad's old Matchbox vehicles, I guess you could say. So there was the boat here. This had the trailer. This went for $7. The condition on some of these are not the greatest. I took pretty good pictures just so everyone was well aware of what they were getting. The next one was a 1967 Lesney Ferrari. This one went for an offer of $8, and then the last one was a trailer caravan, and this one went for $10. Pair of Lucky Brand jeans. These are skinny. I will say that I think the last 4 pairs of jeans I've sold have all been skinny jeans. So I know a lot of people are like, skinny jeans are completely out. I don't think that's real. There are definitely people that, are very particular on what they want to wear. So I will pick them up, but not everything. They got to be in great condition. I definitely check the sizing, what's doing best with that, and the brand. These were a size 31 mid-rise, and they did go for my full asking price of $25. This was, I guess, the sale of the week. I picked this up at Goodwill. It was on clearance for $3.99. It was a 2-piece set, this velvet velour dress, and then it had the little jacket that went over it. It had cheetah print on the collar and the cuffs. Very mob wife. This one did go for my full asking price of $48. This one I wanted to keep, but it didn't fit, and I told myself I'm not doing that anymore. I used to have a whole drawer in my in my room of these clothes will fit at some point. Well, there's no reason for me to just hang on to this stuff unless I'm truly going to lose the weight. This one I kind of told myself if no one bought it and I could fit in it, eventually I would keep it. But someone bought it first, which is okay. I just said in my last haul video that Coldwater Creek is one of my favorite brands to sell from vintage 90s era. Not everything. You definitely have to look at the styles, but this was a little jumper dress. Really pretty, black and brown. And this one did go for an offer of $25. These Prana brown corduroy pants, I feel like I just got these not too long ago. They did sell once, I think, and got returned, and now they're going back out again. They did go for my full asking price of $25. This is the first swimsuit to sell from all the ones I bought from that place where they were 50 cents. All of them were new. A couple of them only had the liner. I must have missed it when I was putting them in my cart that they didn't actually have the hang tag. And weirdly enough, this one that didn't have the new tag on it is the first one to sell. But it did go for an offer of $20, so this has already paid for all of those swimsuits I bought because I think I only paid like $15 maybe. So I hope that they continuously keep selling. Swimwear has been moving. I have been getting quite a few likes and attention on the swimwear, so hopefully they keep going because I did go back to that place and they still have all those swimsuits. So that might be something I revisit here in the future. And then the last item on eBay was a pair of soft surrounding pants. These felt very gauzy. They were a navy blue, size 1X, like pull-on wide leg, and these did go for $18. Now into Depop, a little slower over there this week. This was a vintage dress from Jessica Howard Woman. That doesn't really mean much to me. These colors do though. These very muted greens, purples in this floral, crinkly, like two-tone overlay dress is definitely what I'm looking for when I go to the bins. These dresses just continuously keep moving. And this one was a plus size 22 and it did go for an offer of $22. And then the last sale on Depop, only two over there this week, was this Billabong cream semi-sheer dress, kind of really beachy, kind of a gauzy material, and this one went for $20.20. So, looking at the totals for this week, Poshmark, $80 for 4 items sold. Mercari, $89 for 4 items sold. eBay, $297.39 for 9 items sold. And then Depop, $42.20 for 2 items sold. And that leaves me with a gross sales of $508.59. And then once all cost of goods are taken out, plus my shipping and the fees, that leaves me with $329.74 for 19 items sold. So this week definitely was not meeting my goals, which is okay. I did kind of slack off during Christmas and New Year's. There were a couple days where I did not put out my new 15 listings. I was just delisting, relisting a whole bunch. That's okay. You know, it's okay to take some time off during the holidays. Now that it's the new year, I have been looking at my numbers and trying to figure out what I need to do to accomplish my goals for 2025. And that one big one is I'm going to need to find more inventory, quality inventory, because I'm going to want to up the amount of listings that I have and how much I'm listing daily. To do that, I think I'm going to look at the surrounding areas I have, see if there's any other thrift stores that maybe I don't know about. I'm going to use a little bit more of looking online for inventory. This is something I've kind of started doing the last couple months. I normally would use my ThredUp credit and get mystery boxes, but that is kind of a thing of the past for me now. It's not worth it. So I have been looking for different items on there that I can buy low and then sell higher than what I bought it for, obviously, and use the credit to do that. There's also some other sites I'm going to look at doing. Some of them are sites that we all sell on, like eBay, Poshmark, that kind of thing. So I am going to put some time and invest into doing that. Also, I think I'm going to talk to people I know a little bit more in person and see what they have laying around. Maybe they have a bunch of their kids' clothes, not like baby clothes, but some of my friends that have older kids that they just want to get rid of it. I could work out something with them like, hey, I'll pay you so much per bag or something along those lines. Talk to some of my parents' friends, see what they have laying around. Maybe they have some, vintage decor that I would be interested in buying and just kind of see what I can get that way. I do think that the thrifting should get pretty good around me here pretty quick because every time I've gone to the thrift stores, there has been lines of cars in the donation drop off because once again, we're in the new year. This is the time when you go through stuff. You just want to purge it out of your house. So I'm hoping that I can find some good stuff there. So I'm not too bummed out with this week's sales numbers. I kind of figured they'd be a little bit slower just because we've had 2 holidays now. People have been spending money for, a couple months here in anticipation for the holidays. I'm sure they're kind of taking a little bit of a break. I hope not too much of a break, but we'll see. In the comments below this week, I'm going to ask you guys a different kind of question. I live in Wisconsin. Currently, it's like 20 degrees. It has been freezing, but we didn't get any of the snow, and which is kind of weird because normally we have quite a bit of snow, but I guess, well, the last couple years, it's been pretty snowless, especially during this time of the year. So let me know where you're at and what the weather's like. There was that kind of crazy blizzard that went through kind of the middle of the country. So I'd love to hear how the weather is in your area. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.